Good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity today. We are Bentham Consulting Group presenting Tabcorp. Gaming and CSR, a wicked problem. Today we aim to outline the current gaming gambling environment and how corporate social responsibility, CSR, is currently used within Tabcorp. We will analyse Tabcorp's approach to CSR and using design thinking methodology deliver sustainable CSR opportunities to tackle the true industry wicked problem. Wicked problems are the issues that when tackled often create more problems and are scary for the organisation to address, but when they do it right can produce the greatest impacts. Using design thinking we will empathise, understand the real company issues, define the challenges, ideate, brainstorm the possibilities, prototype and validate our ideas to provide clear recommendations. About Tabcorp. Tabcorp provide wagering, racing media, gaming services and keno to the Australian consumers. It holds 50% of market share of sports and track betting markets. Next closest competitor has 20% market share. Is an ASX listed company. As you can see, has revenues in excess of $2 billion last year, and last year's profits exceeded $330 million. So it's fair to say they're doing okay. Understanding our operations. Part of the design thinking methodology is to understand the problem clearly. This area we will identify the challenges faced by Tabcorp and understand how they fit into the marketplace. Tabcorp vision and mission. Vision, to be the most valuable player in the global gaming entertainment industry. Mission, to create experiences that bring alive the passion, thrills and enjoyment of the Australian way of life, give back to the community and take our social responsibilities seriously. We want you to love the game like we do. We believe the mission starts to address some of the CSR issues facing the community and think it's great that it is included as part of the overall mission of Tabcorp. We want to take you through some of Tabcorp's company values as promoted through the company website and official links. They are think customer. We want to know and understand our customers. Think big. We will encourage our people to think outside the box to help them create great experiences. Be one team. Collaboration, communicate and develop ideas together. Be accountable. Deliver what you say and deliver on our values. And do the right thing. Is about integrity and relates to their community activities. Tabcorp's CSR priorities, again, are clearly identifiable throughout the website. Provide superior returns to shareholders. Known for delivering excellent customer service. Want to retain our talent and produce a highly engaged and diverse workforce. Aim to be the market leaders and drive industry change through superior customer relationships, both through loyalty programs but also community involvements, and most importantly, improve the customer experience, which will help build participation. CSR and sustainability. CSR is not new to Tabcorp. It's been around for many years and they understand it's a huge part of their business and future growth. Tabcorp's CSR and sustainability efforts so far, recognised and awarded the Dow Jones Sustainability Index Industry Leader, recognised by the ACCA, have invested heavily in its own initiatives such as TabCare, which is a community involvement program which encourages the interaction between community and Tabcorp employees, and have outsourced expert CSR framework from London Benchmarking Group to identify lapses or opportunities in CSR activities. Tabcorp's Responsible Gambling Framework. Tabcorp have implemented the Responsible Gambling Framework, which identifies 3 stages for problem gamblers as shown in the diagram. I'll quickly take you through it. Stage 1, prevention initiatives. Measures aimed at the broader community, such as problem gambling advertisements in local papers. Stage 2 prevention initiatives. Measures aimed to reduce problem gambling at facilities, such as advertisements in gaming rooms. Stage 3 prevention activities. Measures aimed at the individual for problem gambling, such as gambling support networks. Tabcorp challenges. As part of the design thinking methodology, we will define what the real challenges for Tabcorp are. Because so far it all sounds very positive for Tabcorp with all their CSR activities and community work, and their efforts around the CSR so far seem exceptional. In this section, we will identify real-world challenges and real feedback from customers and the community. Organisational challenges. We've included some quotes from some people that outline the challenges faced between business, the community, and the ongoing challenges to make that all work. First is from Baker. Corporate social responsibility is about how companies manage the business process to produce an overall positive impact on society, which is around social responsibility. Primary function drives revenue through the selling of hope, excitement, and entertainment. However, revenue is driven by people's misfortune. So that's the disconnect between Tabcorp and the community, we feel. The second is from Donaldson and Dunphy. Integrative Social Contracts Theory, or ISCT, insists that morality can be conditional or situational. Again, on ISCT, relies on the theory that two conflicting conceptions of ethics can sometimes both be valid. This allows companies to push the boundaries of business ethics and what is socially acceptable, as it can become blurred through differing opinions. So we feel that the community thinks what Tabcorp is doing is unethical, but based on all the community work and all the good that they do outside of the gambling or problem gambling efforts, that's where the lines get blurred, and the differing of opinions within the community and within Tabcorp management makes it hard for any sort of change. Continuing with organisational challenges for Tabcorp, this is a quick snapshot of the current marketing material on TV, print media and pop-up advertisements. You can see this is where the message of CSR starts to lose its impact. Everything on the screen or on the presentation is around betting specials, catchphrases, and everyone that's gambling is having fun basically. You look at the images and they're all looking like they're having an absolute ball. So this is where that disconnect between the company mission and what is actually put out to the market becomes blurred. Organisational challenges continued. The changes center around balancing growth, regulations, marketing, ethics, CSR, and impact on business. The problem is to focus more on CSR may distract from operations or growth, upsetting shareholders. This is the major challenge for Tabcorp, to continue down their ethics and moral avenues without upsetting profits in the shareholders' eyes, because once you start upsetting the profits, there could be a major halt from senior management and on those all the good social responsibility community activities being done so far. Sticking with our design thinking methodology is the evolution, which is the evolution of ideas, the tossing around of ideas to think outside the square. Also, to help us with this section, we conducted a CSR survey of 50 individuals for their honest feedback. The 50 individuals were pseudo-anonymous, self-selected people, provided great feedback from the end user perspective, and allowed us to triangulate our ideas based on information from Tabcorp and the industry, but also keeping in mind the end user. From the feedback, we discovered the key issues facing Tabcorp were Tabcorp's perception to the community, impact on the community, good or bad, psychological issues of individuals and their families, and marketing, and which I'll elaborate on each one in future slides. Perception issues, we've listed the overwhelming answers and in sort of the top 5 or 6, I'll just go through them. Credibility of CSR within the gambling industry, addictive and socially damaging. Does the gambling industry provide any social good by virtue of its existence? Are robust compliance systems and governance in place? Does the entertainment value make up for the social ills created? Does the overseeing bodies actually demonstrate any credibility or independence? The overwhelming feedback was that Tabcorp's perception was a greedy company, even after we communicated their charity involvements. These involvements were also seen as disingenuous and covered for them to gain more profits. So the community actually saw their marketing campaigns along Probelm gambling and CSR efforts as a front, as not genuine, for them to appease the system or blur those lines, as we mentioned before, so that they can continue to make huge profits. The impact issues are what the survey revealed as impacts on the community. There's a few here, so I'm just going to run through the top sort of 4 or 5. That is, Probelm gambling has one of the largest negative impacts on the community. The gambling industry enables the Probelm gamblers to continue. There's been a dramatic growth of gambling and its operators, and continues to grow. Has been heavily linked to criminal behaviour. Lack of adequate controls to stem the impact of Probelm gambling, and the impact on society is both positive and negative when considering jobs and tax revenue generated. Psychological issues. Often the hardest addiction to identify compared to other addictions with alcohol, tobacco and drugs. Causes long-term psychological problems relating to the individual and their family breakdowns. And responsible gambling message does not get through to those who are already addicted. Marketing issues. Issues to consider are ease of betting systems and these systems getting easier. I heard just yesterday that scratchies and other forms of Taslotto and things are going to be available at supermarkets. Not exactly Tabcorp's area, but it just highlights the gaming ease entering our society. Minimal regulatory controls for marketing, such as pop-up advertisements on computers. There's no screening for who's on the other end. Marketing is aimed at the vulnerable, such as Probelm gamblers, and be made attractive to kids. Marketing is seen as aggressive and is becoming more prevalent in the desire for higher revenue. And finally, just a new one I'm going to add in on the marketing perception is, did you know that this week is Probelm Gambling Awareness Week? just a question mark there. Did you know that? Neither did I, and I've been on Tabcorp's website every single day this month. So it just shows you the disconnect between Tabcorp's efforts for CSR versus the real life efforts out there. There's that opportunity for them to do more. Creating a sustainable organisation using design thinking methodology, validating the ideas and providing possible solutions, which is our prototyping and validation. Creating sustainability, this is where the survey serves its purpose to help us create those solutions. Again, 50 volunteers, anonymous self-selection criteria was implemented for that purpose, to validate community attitudes towards identified key issues relating to Tabcorp and the gambling industry. Still on creating sustainability. Survey results identified key issues around ethical culture, responsible gambling, and reporting and regulation. In the next slides I'll elaborate on each point, but this is a direct conflict to everything promoted by Tabcorp. So the question has to be, why do the public believe Tabcorp are not doing what they say they are doing throughout their website? That's what we see as the real wicked problem, is that whether their efforts are seen as genuine to the community, and how do they change that perception. New ethical culture must be developed and continued to develop. Starts with clear direction from Tabcorp. Their theory of business needs to be reviewed, which required solid decision making. Their credibility is in question. Focus needs to be put on genuine initiatives such as the Tab Care, which gets employees interacting with the community, which gains back genuine support. As their theory of business evolves, so does their culture. Their culture has to evolve with that push to the community. Increased community support. Tabcorp is seen as a greedy organisation. Another key area for Tabcorp to get involved in is the responsible gambling movement. It needs greater support with information, greater support for community groups, greater checks and pre-commitment limits introduced, a genuine initiative and campaign towards problem gambling, advertisements focused on the effects of problem gambling, not just window dressing on their website, but instead of all their marketing about the weekend specials and opportunities to bet and gamble with pop-ups, a campaign focused at the effects on the individual and their families around problem gambling. We want them to partner, find growth partners in that problem gambling field. We feel that genuine partnerships with these sort of places will produce those genuine results that we're after. The last area of concern was the reporting and regulation. Often it's a self-regulation through Tabcorp. So the reporting in CSR needs to be heavily looked at. Tabcorp should push for the national regulation. At the moment, each state operates under slightly different rules. Again, it just blurs those lines between pushing the boundaries of right and wrong, and allows for the community to, it makes the community not quite trust what everyone's doing, but to really highlight what's acceptable and what's not, would really shore that up. And support the independent body, the Senate Group. Look to partner with them and other industry bodies to drive real change. Our recommendations, key recommendations. Provide more gambling specific support. Increase dialogue and support of community groups. Implement firmer credit extension guidelines. Improve credit checks and create a system of pre-commitment limits. Review marketing impact with community groups. Create and promote problem gambling message in advertisements. Create an independent body for self-regulation of the industry. Identify growth partners that will enhance Tabcorp's brand within CSR. Work to create a more ethical organisation through internal culture shift. Our conclusion. As the community continues to identify Tabcorp's contributions as disingenuous, the approach to CSR is a lost opportunity for increased brand equity. We want to remove the scattergun approach, ethics bank approach to CSR by identifying long-term growth partners in the gambling industry and take the lead in driving and promoting sustainable returns for our organisation, stakeholders and the community. We believe that pursuing this future direction for the industry, as the survey results have shown, will leave Tabcorp ahead of its competitors in an environment that is forever changing and where a sustainable approach to CSR will be crucial. On behalf of Bentham Group, that was Tabcorp, Gaming and CSR, a wicked problem. Happy to take any of your questions. Thank you very much.